this next story that I want to share with you guys is pretty interesting. I want you guys, if you guys haven't heard of the story yet, I want you guys to guess who this woman is gonna sue, okay? So I'm gonna tell you guys a story, and I want you guys to guess who the woman sues. We're gonna talk about this woman, what she did, and then later on, who she ends up trying to sue. How about that? Yeah, who she ends up trying to sue. I want you guys to guess who it is, okay? So we have a story about this woman. Her name is Daniella, and Daniella, she's like young. She's in like her early 20s. She goes to like a Marilyn Manson concert, and she gets really drunk, okay? Like really fucking drunk. She gets super drunk. I don't know if her dad was there or not though, but she gets into a vehicle. She's driving past in this small neighborhood, and she blows through a bunch of stop signs, okay? She's like in a neighborhood. It's really quiet. And because she was so drunk, she fucking just crashes into, I think she crashes into like a house. I think that's what happened. Let me see. I think she crashes into a house. She's driving this like quiet, residential neighborhood. And I think she just crashed into a freaking house. And so here's what happened when she crashed into the house. I'm going to show you guys this footage really quick. It's nothing gory or anything like that. Don't worry. It's just pretty wild. And that happens. And you're probably thinking, what kind of explosion is that? What caused that? How can you hello? Maybe the car exploded. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what I was thinking too. When I first saw this, I was like, wait, what did the car explode? Like, holy shit, that's crazy.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
So we got this family right here. They're just chilling. I think there's a hot tub there, or a swimming pool or something like that. Maybe they barbecue or something. But imagine just like chilling with your family in the backyard, and all of a sudden you see this freaking explosion. I would probably think that like we're getting bombed or something. I'm like, oh my God, we're getting attacked, guys. We better hurry and go into our bunker. He's like, get out of the tub, get out of the tub. I wonder if she wanted to stay in the tub. Yeah, this is scary. I'd be like, oh my God, guys, something's happening.
Where's your phone?
She crashed into the fireworks factory? No. Okay, so she did crash into a house, but I think what happened was she also crashed, like, there was also like a gas pipeline or something like that. That's what she crashed into, and that's what the explosion came from the gas pipe. And so it's not just one house that was damaged. It was actually multiple houses. I think right here it says, like, was it 4 houses that was damaged? No one died, thank goodness. But Daniella, you blasted like 4 houses, and there were 7 people that were injured. 2 firefighters suffered life-altering injuries as a result of the explosion. One spent 8 days in a hospital, has undergone multiple surgeries. Another suffered brain trauma as he was struck by a brick thrown from the blast site. Oh my God. Oh, so I think what happened was she crashed her vehicle, and at that point, there's probably gas that was leaking, right? And so the people in the neighborhood probably called 911, or I don't know what do they do in London? Is it like 999 or something like that? I don't know what it is in London. But they call it the emergency services, and the rescuers probably came. And by that time, like, the explosion didn't happen yet, and maybe the gas was like slowly leaking. And because there was like firefighters on the scene, there was people on the scene, they're probably like standing around there. The blast finally happened, and that's how the firefighters were injured. So more than 70 homes were evacuated that night. Oh my God, I thought it was only, so it destroyed 4 homes. However, 30 homes were damaged. Damn, Daniella, she probably like, I shouldn't have drunk drive. Drunk driving is bad. Drunk driving is, I learned my lesson. More than 70 homes were evacuated, 30 were damaged. During a sentencing hearing, I wanted to show you guys this footage though. Let's see if it loads. Yeah, this is an aerial footage of the houses. So these are the 4 houses, I believe. Like, this one completely destroyed. These are the 4 houses that were destroyed. One of them actually had like a pregnant woman, and luckily nothing happened to her. But like, imagine like being in your pregnancy and like your house is just destroyed, and now you have to replace and buy everything. Like, oh my God, what a fucking shit show. Like, we were talking about pregnancy and stuff like yesterday on Twitch, but like having this on top of it happen to you, like, oh my God, I can't imagine. So much, just more stuff to deal with that you don't have to. Her dad wasn't there, but the car was in his name, right? Okay, yeah, she was driving her dad's car. In London, they run around and yell, "Blimey," until emergency service arrived. Nice one. I think it's 999 in Europe. Let's see. London emergency services. If you ever go to London and you're like, oh my God, What's the emergency services number? And then you're going to be like, oh, but Corgi said on her stream said it was 999. So there you go. You're welcome. I saved your guys' lives. Oh, 112 or 999? 112? I've never heard of 112. To report a non-urgent crime, call 101 within the UK. Oh my gosh. You know, our non-emergency police line is like a real-ass phone number. I wish they would just make it something easy like 101. Because I feel like that would make it so less people dial 911 if they just had 101 to dial for like non-emergency stuff. Yeah, because like for us, it's like the non-emergency number is like a real-ass number. It's yeah, look it up and you gotta like actually like put it in and stuff like that. Okay, so Daniella Leis. So she's gonna be the one that sues, but let's figure out who she's gonna sue, okay? Because she gotta sue someone. She's gonna sue someone. But this is what it looks like. This is the picture of the neighborhood. It's wild. Okay, it's like destroyed. That's crazy. I don't know if homeowners insurance is even gonna help cover any of that. I don't think so. I don't know. That's tough. 7 homes were destroyed in an explosion that occurred after a Canadian woman crashed into a house on Ontario Wednesday evening. Danielle Alexander Leis, 23, so old enough to know better, to not be drunk driving, of Kitchener, Ontario, is facing drunk driving charges in relation to a vehicle that crashed into a home, London police announced in a statement Thursday. Police received multiple calls recording a vehicle that collided into a home at 10:35 p.m. local time. A gas line was also struck in the incident, causing an explosion that damaged 7 homes, the City of London said in a statement. So before it said 4 homes, but by this time, maybe like the numbers grew. Pictures and videos shared by the police on social media showed the damaged home. One residence was completely destroyed, but nothing but of a shell of the house left charred. I don't know how. Maybe there was no one home. But that's so crazy that like there were no deaths or anything. Good Lord. But yeah, this is like aerial footage. Like, look at that. That's crazy. Wait, can you see this? Zoom in. Maybe that helps. There you go. Look, it's like daytime and they're still trying to put it out. Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. Just completely destroyed. The damage amount. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I read the dollar amount. Hi, Kay. Yeah, that's so wild. Okay, so we got that. More pictures right here. Woman facing charges. Injuring multiple people. 7 people, including 4 firefighters, 2 police officers, and 1 citizen were transported to the hospital. 3 firefighters and 2 firefighters have been released from the hospital. Wait, 3 firefighters and 2 firefighters. Maybe 3 firefighters and 2 policemen were released from the hospital. 1 firefighter remains in the hospital, but is in stable condition. The condition of the civilian is unknown. Around 100 homes in the area were evacuated as a result of the incident late Wednesday. All right, just a bunch of ad stuff. All these ad stuff. So this is her. This is like about a couple years later. So this happens in 2019. In 2021, she has to go to trial, of course. You know, she has to go to court. The victims are going to read their victim impact statement. And I'm just going to read a little bit of this article right here. So that's her right there. That's Daniella Leis. The young woman whose drunk driving crash set off the Woodman Avenue explosion made a statement at sentencing hearing Thursday, apologizing for the pain she's caused to people in London's Old East Village and thanking first responders who worked to save lives that night. Leis, now 24, made an emotional 3-minute address to the hearing, which was conducted via video conference. After hearing victim impact statements from residents who lost their home in August 14, 2019 blast and who continue to suffer trauma because of the events of that night. 10 million? That doesn't surprise me. I can't express how truly sorry I am for what I've done to you, said Leis, at times crying. It's one thing to hear what my accident was like on the news. It's another thing hearing it from your statements. It really gives me perspective just how reckless my actions were. I mean, you sure already got perspective from the get-go, but it's okay. We won't be too nitpicky on the words here. She also thanked residents of Woodman Avenue who tried to free Leis from the car after she crashed into 450 Woodman Avenue, severing a gas line. Yeah, so the residents were there. They're trying to help her get her out of the car. I also like to thank the people who managed to get me out of the car as I was passed out at the wheel. I wouldn't be here today had you not risked your lives to save mine. Oh my God. Imagine if like people actually died and she survived. Oh my God, all because she was drunk driving. On the night of the blast, Leis, who lived in Kitchener, was driving home after attending a concert in downtown London, almost 3 times over the legal limit for blood alcohol while driving. What's the blood alcohol limit in London? Blah, 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 blah. I think like in certain states in America, it's like 0.8 or something, or 0.08. Oh, I think it's the same thing. 0.08. Yeah, some states have like a no tolerance for alcohol. So like you can't even blow like a tiny little smidgen. But okay, 0.08. Okay, that's how it is like on the East Coast. On the night of the blast, Leis, who lived in Kitchener, was driving. Oh, sorry, I already read this. This is the aftermath. Some more pictures right here. The area was quickly evacuated, but the house exploded 15 minutes later, destroying a number of homes in the street, injuring 4 first responders, and forcing the evacuation of more than 70 homes. Oh my God, you're affecting the lives of so many people. Holy crap. The struck home was obliterated, and a handful of others besides it had to be demolished. Last October, Leis pleaded guilty to 4 counts of impaired driving causing bodily harm. At Thursday's statement hearing, those affected by the blast read victim impact statements. Haley Gray, whose house was next to 450 Woodman Avenue, was destroyed, was pregnant at the time of the explosion. She told the court she spent much of the months after the blast dealing with moving, replacing lost items, dealing with insurance companies, and counting what was lost. Like, this is such a shit show. I feel that my pregnancy was stolen from me. Yeah, because this is a time where you're supposed to be like, you know, I want to say enjoying quotation marks your pregnancy, because sometimes pregnancy sucks ass, but like you're supposed to be like, you know, it's like your glowing time. You're supposed to be planning about like planning a new kid, painting the new room, setting up, you know, the crib and all that stuff. But no, you're dealing with insurance and you're dealing with all this mess. Like, oh, it's like, oh, what a headache. Gray described having to quickly evacuate her home that night, not knowing at the time she was leaving her home for the last time. She described a new pain that would surface multiple times, sometimes months later, when she would recall and realize which possessions, including family heirlooms, were lost in the blast. We'll never forget the trauma and devastation this event has brought into our lives. Laura Earle, who also lived on Woodman Avenue, described how her partner Chris Patterson tried to rescue Leis from the car, using a brick to smash open the windows after seeing her unconscious at the wheel and discovering the car door locked. We were worried for her safety and her life, said Earle. She recalled scrambling to hobble down the street with her foot in the cast from a previous injury as balls of fire fell all around her. She recalled hearing her neighbor's reaction to seeing the house explode. It is a scream I will never forget, said Earle. Earle and others who provided impact statements described financial losses that won't be fully covered by insurance. Yeah, it sucks, man. And struggling of dealing with lingering physical and mental health effects caused by the blast. Everything from lost sleep to strains on the relationship to trauma that returns the instant they hear the loud sound or smell anything burning. Sometimes we still look for something we no longer own, said Earle. Karen Fish and her daughter Emma, who was 12 on the day of the blast, lived at 450 Woodman Avenue. Oh no, lost their dog in the explosion. What? They said there's no casualty. This is a big casualty right here. Doggo. Where was Doggo? Karen also told the court she lost photos of loved ones and a pillow Emma's father made for his daughter before his death. Karen told the court the experience of losing her house has left her emotionally depleted. The Crown is seeking 3 years of jail time for Leis. And you know what really sucks is like a 22, 23, 24, however old she is, 24-year-old, they probably ain't gotta have any money. Unless she has like family money, I don't know, it's probably gonna be really hard to like get any money from her at all. It's just like everything is just lost, you know, and it just sucks. I thought this was London, Ontario. Poor lady who have the PTSD. I think it is London. Yeah, this is London. Crown Counselor Jason Miller said the consequence of Leis' crimes have to be weighed against other factors, including that she's a young person with no criminal record. Miller said sending someone to Leis' prison is a terrible thing, but also said the sentence must reflect the devastation caused by Leis' decision. Like, I think, what do you guys think about the 3 years for her? 3 years? Like, yeah, I mean, like, no priors, young, drunk, dumb. Like, yeah, 3 years. I think 5 years would have been too excessive, or 4 years, right? Miller said sending someone to Leis' prison is a terrible thing, but also said the sentence must reflect the devastation caused by Leis' decision to drive home after consuming enough alcohol that would render many people unconscious. These offenses require... Also, this is so dumb because this is the time where, like, this was only in 2019. Uber, Lyft, they were all around this time. So, like, back then it was like, oh, you know, like, a lot of people did drunk driving because, like, they had no way to get home, you know. But now that we have, like, all these, like, all these, like, apps, like, just call a fucking car. Jesus. These offenses require high condemnation from the court, he said. It's important that people get the message that Canadian... Oh, this is Canada? Canada. Wait, what? It is? You're right. It's not in London. This is so confusing. Woodman Avenue in London. Oh, so London, Ontario. I don't know, man. Okay, so we're in Canada. I thought we were in London. Okay, we're in Canada. Canada society is tired of these offenses. If you had it. It was a terrible mistake she made, said Miller. We give people second chances. She'll get one, but what she makes of this is her doing. These victims have lasting and permanent effects on her actions. Again, remember, guys, this is your homework assignment or your now assignment. I want you guys to guess who she is going to sue because she is going to sue someone. I want you guys to guess who, okay? And you're like, who's she? The lady that was drunk driving, okay? She gonna sue someone. Who's she suing? Who do you think she's suing? Miller said that those hurt in the blast, including 2 firefighters, 2 police officers, will suffer lifelong effects of their injuries, and that the Old East Village community will be forever scarred by this offense. Leigh's lawyer, Richard Braden, agreed that jail time was appropriate, but was also said the sentence needed to take into account other factors, including her decision to plead guilty, which spared the victims. Oh, she pled guilty. Okay, good. This spared the victims in the course of trouble and the trauma of the new trial. Braden also pointed out that Leis is receiving counseling to deal with her struggles with alcohol. Judge George Orsini will consider the arguments and deliver a sentence on February 11th. So I was like, oh, so she's like, you know, like she sounds like she's sorry. I mean, we only have like articles. We don't have videos or anything. Like, I get it. Like, you know, like, well, I don't get the drunk driving part, but like, everything that happens afterwards, it's like, okay, she knows she fucked up. She's young, went to a concert, drank too much, did something stupid, really fucked up, destroyed a lot of people's lives, didn't kill anyone, but did kill a dog though. But like, she's, you know, probably I could see her being really remorseful for her actions, right? And like, you know, she's decided to plead guilty. That way she's like, the families don't have to go into court and like try to like, you know, battle it out and like waste like, you know, more money of like, you know, the city's money and all that stuff. But like, yeah, this is 2 years later, she decides to sue someone. Souses the bar. I guess she sues the gas company. That's a good guess. She really had other options. So the place she hit that blow up. Oh my Lord. Imagine deciding to sue the house. Was like, well, you know what? You shouldn't have had your house built this way because your fence was this way and your road was this way. Like, I'm going to sue you. No, she doesn't sue the house. Dude, that would be fucked up though if she tried to sue the house. No, she does not sue the house. But Sal did make a good guess. Not the gas company either. That'd be crazy if she tried to sue the gas company. But, you know, the fact that she was trying to sue anyone is just silly to me because, like, it just doesn't make sense. But 2 years afterwards? 2 years later? 1 year later? No, 2 years later because we're in 2023, right? Okay. 2 years. So first incident happens. 2 years after that, she, you know, gets her sentencing. And so 2 years later, we see this headline that says, woman sues bar for serving her alcohol after she causes $10 million home explosion. Woman sues bar. I guess it's because, like, you know, even though you're 22 years old, there's no such thing as being an adult. There's no such thing as accountability. I thought you learned your lesson, Daniella Leis. I thought you took accountability for what happened. But now you're saying that you're not culpable. Now you're saying that the bar that served you alcohol is culpable, that they're supposed to be treating you like a kid and, like, I don't know, like... Well, so this is pretty new. We don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, and you can have a law. You can sue anyone, obviously, but whether or not that lawsuit is gonna have any credence or not, we're gonna find out later on. But yeah, woman sues bar for serving her alcohol. She causes $10 million home explosion. So here's a picture, just so you guys can get a reminder of what happened. You know, 6 years ago, back in 2019, or no, 6 years ago, 4 years ago. Sorry, math is wrong. 4 years ago, what happened in 2019? Okay, so we're gonna read this article. Canada. What do you get? Pat on the head. Good job, good job. A Canadian woman convicted of impaired driving in 2019 crash led to a massive explosion in London, Ontario, is suing the food and beverage company that served her alcohol, aiming to make them liable for the costs. Daniella Leis, so she's now 26, made national headlines when she crashed her car into a house at 450 Woodman Avenue, breaking a gas line that later triggered an explosion. She pled guilty to 4 counts of impaired driving, was sentenced to 3 years in prison in 2021. Wait, did she actually serve her prison sentence, or did she like get out early? We gotta look that up. Now Leis is filing a lawsuit. Man, who was the lawyer? Do you guys think that she thought of this herself, or do you think a lawyer was like, "Hey, you know what? You know how I can get you some monies? You know how I can get you some monies for you and your victims? Let's go sue the bar. Let's go sue the company that was serving you alcohol." Yeah, like I wonder, like, if it was her own idea, or if like she was approached by a lawyer, or maybe it was like someone else's idea, maybe like a friend or family or something. Like who gave her this idea, man? I don't know. And this, if I was like the family members of the of the people that had their houses damaged, exploded, and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I'd probably just be like, dude, did she not learn her lesson? Is she just trying to say that she ain't responsible for her own actions? Like, I don't know. This would rub me the wrong way. But maybe they could be happy because if she does win the lawsuit, then they can get some of that money. But maybe they won't even get any of that money. I don't know. We'll see. Alleging that the company shares some of the liability for the civil lawsuit filed by the victims of the blast against Leis and her father, Sean Leis, over the explosion. Oh my God. In a statement of a claim filed in a London court, the father and daughter, the dad is in on this too? Oh my Lord. Whose bad idea is this? Mom or dad? A bar has a duty to deny alcohol to people that had too much. Yeah, they can, but that doesn't mean that if they get into like a drunk driving incident, like it's going to be their fault though. So like, say for example, if a bar kept serving someone who was like super wasted and that person like had alcohol poisoning at the bar, then yeah, I can see that the bar being culpable for that. But like, think of like how many people leave a bar like wasted as fuck, okay? And think of how many people just call an Uber, a Lyft, or just have a friend drive them home. Versus get into an actual fucking car and operate the vehicle yourself. You know, like you have to be culpable for your actions. You can't just blame other external factors. Like, I don't know. I just think it's just really silly. But like I said, if she was like at the bar and the bar kept serving her alcohol and she died there, then yeah, they'll probably be responsible for that, in my opinion. In a statement of claim filed in London court, the father and daughter are seeking to a ruling that Ovations Ontario Food Services LP is on the hook for any awards or judgment amounts, including interest and costs, stemming from 6 Ontario Superior Court and small claims court actions launched by them by women Avenue victims. I want to see what else the lawsuit says. Maybe we're just being too judgmental. Let's see what it says. Maybe there'll be something in there. The lawsuit says Leis became intoxicated at Budweiser Garden on 14 August 2019, the night of the crash and explosion. Hence, any damages caused by the victims were caused or contributed to the negligence, breach of duty, breach of contract by the bar under the Contravention of Occupiers Liability Act or Liquor License Act. Maybe there's a loophole. The company has not responded to the allegations yet. Among other allegations, the statement of claim Ovations served alcohol when it knew she was intoxicated, did not train or supervise staff serving alcohol, or put profit above safety. According to 2019 case documents, Leis had been driving home from Marilyn Manson concert that night at Budweiser Gardens. I don't know, you guys ever been to a bar before? Like, how many people get like shit wasted at a bar? A lot of fucking people, okay? People get wasted. And should they be driving? No, none of them should be driving. And drove the wrong way on Queens Avenue before slamming into a house at 450 Woodman Avenue, severing the brick house's gas line. The explosion injured 7 people and damaged 4 houses. And then also here's the thing too. If you knew you were going to a concert, how many of you will drive your ass to the concert knowing that you probably get wasted? Like, if you're going to a Marilyn Manson concert, you're definitely probably going to drink or do drugs or something like that. Like, you're going to have fun, right? You're not going to be like sober for the most part, right? It's like, why would you drive yourself to the concert? Unless you thought you were going to be sober, or unless you like had like a DD to help you get you home. But yeah, I want to keep an eye on this because that's very interesting that she decides to sue the company. But I can see that the lawyers, if a lawyer approached her because they're like, oh shit, guys, we have a loophole here. We might have something. Then I can see that like, okay, like why she would go through the lawsuit. But if she was like sitting in prison, or if she was like sitting at home and like trying to find someone to blame, was like, you know what? It's not my fault. It's actually Budweiser Gardens. It's their fault for serving me alcohol. Then that's just like, I don't know. I'm just laughing. We just laughing. Even there's a legal angle here. She's not taking responsibility to her fault, period, in my opinion. Like, I think it's possible for her to take responsibility, but then at the same time want to take advantage of a loophole, maybe. But like, I don't know. Like, to me, it just sounds like she's not taking responsibility and she's just blaming it on the Budweiser Garden. But we'll see, you know, we'll see what happens. This just came out recently, like super recently, right? Tuesday 17, yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Boom, boom. Hello, the last prince. Why are you the last prince? Where are all the other princes? You put your money on the dad pushing this? Possibly. Maybe the dad didn't want to face the shame and like thinks that he can blame someone else for his daughter's actions. I don't know. I don't know. Today is just a day where, I don't know, I just go through all the news of very interesting people. I feel like we should have like positive news though. Do we have any positive news to share?